Hello everyone. So I thought I'd make a video about inspiration and how others can really inspire us. And not necessarily to copy them, but just inspire us. What prompted me to make this video is I found this girl, I started reading her stuff. A lot of her work is kind of the same work that I do. And, I got a sense of her energy through her writings. And I was like, I wonder if she makes any YouTube videos. So I went to her YouTube channel, and she's this beautiful spirit, and she's just so amazing with her the way she expresses herself. However, her language, she doesn't speak English fluently, so is kind of hard to understand what she was saying, but it was just so beautiful seeing her out there trying, because a lot of times we could write and that's a lot easier, but for us to expose ourselves and to really go out into the world, and especially if we're trying to speak to others in a different language. I was just so inspired by her, not just her work that she does, because her work is amazing, but just the fact that she got on YouTube and she was making videos and doing her best to speak in a different language. I was like, wow, and I'm sitting here like sometimes worried about like if a hair is out of place or if the lighting's off or whatever. And I think a lot of us do that. I think a lot of us look for excuses, look for ways that we can stay small, or look for ways that we will, quote, be embarrassed because of how other people may view us. And it's so beautiful to work through that. That's how we get stronger. And I remember the first time that I made my videos, I was scared, and the idea of wanting to do it perfect, with the idea of wanting, for what I say to resonate with everybody. And what I kind of see is it's not gonna, and that's what's so beautiful about, there's so many different YouTube channels. There's so many people maybe doing the same thing as us, but they're doing it in their unique way. They say that there's no competition, but there is competition. There isn't any competition in our unique style, because no one could express the way we express. People could write the same things, but it doesn't come through in the same type of energy. And that's what is unique about us, and that's what's beautiful about us, and that's what's amazing about us, and to take risks like that, to take risks to open our computer and just talk. And we don't even have to show it. The thing is to do it for ourselves. I remember when I was in Toastmasters and they had us watch ourselves after, and my critical voice would just go on and on and on and on and on. It's just like, it's amazing how the critic looks for what we're doing, quote wrong, instead of how beautiful it is that we took this step, how beautiful it is that there's so many things that were good about that speech, but I was looking for the things that were quote wrong according to my judgmental view. Now, a lot of people said they loved the speech. A lot of people said they got a lot out of it. A lot of people told me a lot of great things about it. Of course, in Toastmasters, you get some constructive criticism, which is beautiful because it helps us improve. But the same token, what's most important is to acknowledge ourselves. What's most important is to say, hey, you know what? I did it. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Anyways, yeah. I knew it was coming on. So I'm going to keep this video going because that's what's beautiful about it, right? So what? I sneezed. That's a normal human reaction for some people, for most people, right? That's the thing. It's like letting our humanness be seen, letting our whatever be seen. There's this idea that if we don't do it right, then it's kind of like death to the ego. And the thing is, that's why everybody wants to be right. We're argue to be right. And it's like, who really cares about right? What's important is that we're allowing ourselves to learn and grow through our experiences. Sure, there's going to be times where we're going to feel embarrassed. There's times where I feel embarrassed. And it's okay. It's like, I've had times where I was embarrassed and I didn't want to do it again, and that's okay too. It's like we got to give ourselves a break and not push ourselves so much. I know a lot of this mindset work is like push, do. But there's a part of us that's putting a brakes on, and that part just needs some love. Sure, we can move forward, but holding that part, helping that part know that, you know what, I got you, we're okay. And yeah, we may be embarrassed, and that's okay too. I got you. Imagine the universe just kind of like embracing you in that energy. Hey, I got you. I created you. I want you to express in your unique way. In fact, I'm the one expressing through you. When we let go of all that idea that it's only us, when we open ourselves to divine energy and allow that energy to express through, we're not in that judgmental mode, because it's like there's this expanded version of us that really wants to play and have fun and do these things like I'm doing, or do whatever your divine energy wants to do in this world. And I wrote the other day about have-tos and shoulds and musts, and about want-tos and can-dos. That's the beauty of it. When we actually switch that energy, it's like, what do I want to do? Not what I should do. What do I want to do? What's my heart telling me? How do I want to express in the world? There's a billion ways of expressing. Find what works for you. Do you want to do Facebook Lives? Do you want to make videos? Do you want to write? Do you want to just connect with others without posting and just responding to people's posts on Facebook? However you want to do it is perfect for you. There's a lot of judgment, and it's only our own judgment. It's like we see the world as we are, not as it is. So if we're judging, if we think other people are judging us for da-da-da-da, that's actually our own judging. When we're projecting that out there, we need to take a step back and say, hey, you know what, where is this coming from within me? What am I afraid of? I know anytime I'm judging myself or another person, there's a part of me that's just afraid, and that part of me just needs some TLC, some tender love and care, and that's the thing with being more gentle and loving with ourselves. That's the thing with giving ourselves a break and not trying to meet the whole expectations of the world, and sometimes not even our own expectations, because sometimes our expectations comes from our conditioning. Sometimes our expectations come from our idealized self-image, and our idealized self-image is this image that we portray in order to be accepted and loved by other beautiful beings. And as long as we're trying to meet this idealized self-image, instead of going into our authentic expression, instead of holding us in the loving, and instead of finding out what our souls want to express and how our souls want to be in this reality, we're always going to have this like idealized self-image controlling our state. And if we don't meet those expectations of that self-image, we get angry, we get upset, we get frustrated, and all these feelings are showing us that, hey, we're trying to do something out here. Come back home to center. What do I really want? Is this really me? Or am I trying to meet expectations of other beautiful beings? Am I trying to do what everybody else is doing so I can look good in the scheme of things, right? So when we kind of come back home, when we come back home to center, when we just take a deep breath, close our eyes and be with ourselves and our loving self will reveal to us what we truly want. Our loving self will help us with all these ideas, all these things that people have told us. When we come back home to self, is it true? Is this what I really want? And sometimes we won't even know, because we've been so caught in our conditioning that we don't even know what we want. And that's where, is when we start to heal all those ideas of right, wrong, good, bad. I need to be a good girl. If I don't do this, I'm a bad girl. All those things that are twisted in our consciousness. When we work with that energy, when we actually come into a place of centeredness, when we integrate that energy from a place of loving, we'll come back home to truth, and our truth will reveal to us what's really right for us. So I hope this video inspired you in 5, 10, 15, 20 ways or another. Feel free to reach out for support. If you would like support on your journey, I would love to support you. I know you could do this if you choose. I believe in you, and I love you.